Nikhil, let me quickly come to you and Rahul. Nikhil, you first. What's the latest? Pakistan? One more surrender by Pakistan?
100%, you could say that, Gaurav. And the 2 points to, reinstate your point about the surrender. What was their demand number one is the removal of match referee Andy Pycroft from the entire tournament. Not only has Andy Pycroft not been removed from the entire tournament, they've not even shuffled the match referee, and he remains the match referee in the game that will take place today in the UAE. Their other demand was to seek an apology from Andy Pycroft. That, of course, is also not forthcoming because the ICC maintains that nothing that Andy Pycroft did there was outside the rule book. Their third demand was that some sort of action be taken against Indian captain Suryakumar Yadav because according to the rule book, he couldn't have made any political references. He made two at that, one at the post-match presentation, then at the post-match presser, and none of that has also been done. There is no sanction or no fine that is coming the way of Suryakumar Yadav. So despite all their demands being turned down, Pakistan cricket has arrived at the stadium. Gaurav, you must add also one more question to this. Why is the game delayed by 1 hour? What about the UAE team? Quite often, if you come to the ground 1 hour late, you would have to concede the game. Why was this exception made for Pakistan, where they could arrive an hour later to the ground? And what is it that if UAE was to ask that how can we now be pushed for? Typically, you arrive 1 hour late, the game is considered as a walkover for the opposition team. A walkover would mean Pakistan are out, not just on technical grounds, but even in terms of point, they're out of the tournament. I think this is a valid question to ask. How is this exception being made for Pakistan that the game gets delayed? Other demands have been turned down, that's another thing. But why this exception too?
Okay, Rahul, any word from the Asian Cricket Council or from the ICC? And considering Mohsin Naqvi wears 3 hats, Home Minister of Pakistan, PCB Chief and Asian Cricket Council Chief. So why this exception for Pakistan?
Well, Gaurav, as you yourself mentioned that Mohsin Naqvi wears 3 hats. So basically, Mohsin Naqvi requested, Mohsin Naqvi, the PCB chairman, requested Mohsin Naqvi, the ACC chairman, to delay this match for 1 hour. Now, they've been screaming at the top of their lungs about the spirit of the game, what Nikhil also mentioned. Where did this spirit of the game go when they asked, in fact, without informing the UAE team, they delayed this match for 1 hour. So, Mohsin Naqvi is also unilaterally taking all these decisions. It's been a public humiliation right from that day on September 14th when Suryakumar Yadav refused to shake hands with their captain, and thereafter post-match the Indian team did not shake hands with the Pakistani team, and thereafter all their claims, their allegations were turned down by ICC, not once, not twice. Okay. In fact, PCB, some of their officials were well aware that Indian players were not going to shake hands with their Pakistani counterparts. Their director of international cricket relations, Usman Wala, was sacked immediately after that match. Why? Because he was aware of this entire thing and he did not inform his captain, that is Salman Ali Agha. And thereafter, ICC has decided, they in fact conducted the entire investigation and realized that there was no fault of Andy Pycroft and he remains the match referee. The question now is, Gaurav, that what did PCB and Pakistan achieve by this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, except public humiliation and more humiliation. But Madanji, you've played Pakistan, you know Pakistani players, people like Ramiz Raja or even people like Najam Sethi or Mohsin Naqvi right now. What is their mindset? Because why would they go ahead with this, play this game of brinkmanship and then surrender?
Look, the word which you have rightly used, the surrender, they have surrendered, because their demand was not genuine. First of all, why should he shake hand with them? Our captain, किसी rule book में तो नहीं लिखा हुआ. And why should they sack Andy Pycroft? But these are the, Pakistan has so many people, interfering in one matter, Their PCB, as Rahul and Nikhil knows, there is no board. They just take a decision just like that. And that's not right. At international level, you have to be very, very sure when you take a decision. Number two is, is like if you're not going to play, who's going to suffer? It's you. That if Pakistan was not playing today, I think इतना डैमेज कर देते वो अपनी क्रिकेट को कि दोबारा उठने के लिए वो उनको कई सालों लग जाते और एंड अनदर थिंग व्हिच आई वुड लाइक टू से that is the only way they could have the ICC and ACC could have isolated them from cricket.
In fact, मैं तो ये मना रहा था, मैं तो बहुत मना रहा था कि वो आज पुल आउट कर जाएं। लेकिन मैं जानता था मदन जी, आपको दिल से बताऊं, क्योंकि थूक के चाटना पाकिस्तान की फितरत है। You know, it does sound a little impolite to say it, but that's the reality about Pakistan. Pakistan is a country that keeps a gun to its head and says, give me money or I'll shoot myself. And that's exactly what they seem to be doing here, Madan ji.
Yeah, but definitely they are like that. There is no board there. There is no people are just look at their country halat. They are suffering for everything. Like the cricketer, they had such a good talented players. Look at now for the last 5-6 years, there is no player. The team which is playing now, I'm sorry to say, they don't have any class at all.
True.
Because the way they have battered. The way they have battered, I never seen a Pakistani team plays like this. But end of the day, it reflects when your country is not doing well. It reflects to everybody. So it's reflecting the people also. They are struggling. Their cricket is struggling. You know why they not walk out? Because there's a lot of money to involve in
Correct.
that. Simple and straightforward, I'm telling you. They must be. They thought, "Yaar, kitna paisa miss kar jayenge hum." Yeah, their thought is also like that. So these are the things which matter.
That's a very important point. That's a very important point you raised, sir. Nikhil, what was the money? And this was a high-stakes game. Not for us. We don't need that kind of money. In fact, many people in India are asking, why are we even playing Pakistan or why are we playing Asia Cup? We don't make money. But Pakistan, and by their standards, makes a lot of money from this Asia Cup. If they had walked out, they would have lost millions of dollars.
In fact, yes, on two counts, Gaurav. One, of course, you get from the ACC kitty, about $16.5 million is what you get from the kitty. That's one thing. Then who is to say that if you walk out, there are no sanctions that are put on you by the Asian Cricket Council? Yes, you may have a Pakistani who's heading the Asian Cricket Council because that happens by rotation. But remember, these decisions are taken by executive committee. These decisions are taken by members who vote. So if a country pulls out, there are rules in place. So not only do you, lose that $16.5 million, which is roughly around 8 to 10% of their annual income, you lose that out. There could be further monetary sanctions that Pakistan Cricket Board can ill afford to do at the moment. Then I might add, it's not just limited to the Asian Cricket Council, which of course you can say that if you are sanctioned from there, it's not something that's serious that Pakistan need to look at. What about internationally? What they were doing is negotiating with the International Cricket Council. They had issues with the International Cricket Council, and these match referees are supplied to the tournament by the International Cricket Council and remember, it may come under the Asian Cricket Council, but overall international cricket comes under the edges of ICC. Yes. So ICC could take further steps and say, we'll isolate you. We will have further sanctions. If you walked out of a tournament on this one go, there could be a possibility of another year Pakistan team not participating. You could even put sanctions in terms of bilateral cricket that they would want to host. So there were many things that could have happened to Pakistan, and I think this is something that they realized. What I had picked up from the last night onwards, Pakistani players were told, you are playing the match by any stretch of the imagination, we're not pulling out. This is something they knew. I think what's happened today is a bit of drama. It is a bit of a face-saving exercise, because what do you tell your people? We asked for 3 things and we've got 0. Even the match referee remains, so we've gone and played. What you've shown your people, and as I said, it's a face-saving exercise. You've said, no, we were, fighting it out. We were in heavy negotiations. This is what we were trying to do. So some sort of face-saving. Not that, it in any way gives Pakistan any bargaining chip at all. Not at all. It's been a humiliation, as you mentioned. But this, I think, as I said, diversionary tactics they came with, because they could ill afford to pull out of this game. This was known right from the start, from yesterday itself. They were in preparation of this game. That actually tells you the stature of Pakistan cricket at the moment in the international affairs.
It indeed does. But Rahul, is there any word, why was Pakistan given this 1 hour extra? Why should ICC or ACC give them this face saver? It's a disgraceful team. It's a disgraceful management. It's a disgraceful country. It just seems to be getting much less than what they truly deserve in terms of international sanctions.
See, Gaurav, the ICC, the ACC revenue model is such that all the boards, the revenue is distributed amongst all these boards equally. So India, they do not benefit a lot out of this Asia Cup. But it is also for the smaller boards like Oman, UAE, Nepal, which is not participating in this, or rather should I say that they haven't qualified for this tournament. Now, as I said earlier, the ACC chairman is Mohsin Naqvi. So, and you have a tournament director, Andy Russell. So, they actually made this request and it was approved. Of course, Mohsin Naqvi himself is the ACC chairman. So, it was easy for him to approve this. Now, Gaurav, you know, whatever this drama unfolded since last night, last evening, is also because Pakistan Cricket Board has always been a stooge or a puppet in the hands of their government, or as you would say, their army. Because there were negotiations, there were deliberations that were happening since yesterday when Mohsin Naqvi flew out to Lahore, then to Islamabad, before good sense prevailed that two former administrators, and of course Ramiz Raja is a former cricketer also, that they must have told him, they've told him that you must go ahead with the game. So Mohsin Naqvi had discussions with the top politicians and of course Asim Munir as well. So this is their patron-in-chief for the longest time is the Prime Minister of that country. So he picks up. In fact, if you speak to those who actually have seen PCB closely, will tell you that most of the meetings, they have 4 to 5 ministers in those meetings. So this is exactly what happened. Mohsin Naqvi wanted to save his face back home, but that didn't happen. So eventually they had to relent because ICC did not relent. It is a world body. And also not to forget that cricket is being re-included in the Olympics as well. So these kind of tantrums will not work when you actually enter the when you become a family member of International Olympic Committee. They will be chucked out anytime, any day if they continue to behave in such manner.
Well, I sincerely hope what you say comes true, because a terror state like Pakistan has no place in a civilized world order. The fact that they remain for so long in this civilized world order is a big mystery. But Madanji, given the way Pakistan behaves, whether it's their cricketers, whether it's their cricket management, their administration, do they not bring disgrace to a gentleman's game? Is there any reason? I want to understand from you. You're such a veteran and such a well-respected veteran, Madanji. Did Suryakumar Yadav say anything for which he should either apologize, or did he bring a bad name to the game, or did Pakistan bring a bad name to this game? Was there any reason for Andy Pycroft, for example, to apologize, or no reason for him to either apologize or be removed in your view, sir?
Gaurav, first of all, there is no more gentleman game. This is different nowadays. It used to be a gentleman game. But Pakistan, doing all these things, they got a very, very bad name in the world, like it's not in Pakistan, not in India, but all over the world, because, their board is run by the militaries. So once you have people sitting there like that, those who doesn't know about the ABC of cricket, that these sort of things is going to happen. Suryakumar Yadav has not done anything wrong. Because कहीं लिखा नहीं है कि आप मेरे साथ, मैं अगर आप किसी के साथ हाथ नहीं मिलाना चाहता तो मैं नहीं मिलाऊंगा.
सही बात है.
हाँ, गलत ये इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है. दूसरा, एंडी क्रॉफ्ट का जो आपने कहा, वो जो जैसे आईसीसी ने जब क्लियर किया कि हमने आपको बता दिया था कि आपके लाइसेंस ऑफिसर को जो बोर्ड का है, तो उसने कन्वे क्यों नहीं किया उसको. So that's the way ICC said, no, nothing doing. Will not do anything, will not change the match referee. And other thing which you asked before that, why should the match is delayed for 1 hour? Is not, like UAE can say, sorry, we're not playing, Okay, right, hold on to it. Then they can, Pakistan get into embarrassed. Why you have come 1 hour late? What was all this drama? You have done it in the hotel. The bus is standing outside. The players are not coming out. You are harming your cricket like anything. At the moment, Pakistan is about laughing stock. nothing else. You know, most of the people in Pakistan also, they know that our team is not good enough. We are not organized. If you organize yourself, you have the talent. You can you can do well also at the same time, because the only way you can rectify all these things, going to the match, winning the match, and that's the only way you can say, okay, we have won the tournament, or we have won.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, there's nothing to write home about the Pakistani cricket team or their management. But Nikhil, was this all tamasha? Because even, you know, there are some analysts who say this is nothing but Nautanki by Pakistan to divert attention from their shameful on-field performance. 127, they lose their entire top order. That's all they're able to score. Their bowlers aren't able to bowl well. India's performance was flawless. Because they wanted to divert attention from all of this, they did this tamasha. Merit in that argument?
But Gaurav, I think it's more than the on-field performance. I think it was their poor off-field performance for which they've done drama. And let me try and explain that to you. You asked, like, from where did this come about? What Suryakumar Yadav, whatever he did, was that right or wrong? You'll have to try and understand why is it that Pakistan suddenly got into a huddle and put in a few more demands, including that of an apology from Andy Pycroft. Let me give you a bit of a background of what happened so far. Was that Pakistan cricket began by saying, remove Andy Pycroft because he could not act on that occasion. Why is it? And for 2 days, they kept arguing and harping over that particular point. What happened in the last 24 hours that things changed? And this is where things get political. If you look at the Pakistani media, they criticize the government as well as the PCB for being spineless. They came under attack of their own media, saying that you are completely spineless. You're not going after the right issue. You have no courage to stand up against India. There was a team that refused a handshake. There was a team that mentioned Operation Sindoor. And all you're doing at the moment is saying that, no, remove Andy Pycroft. This is the criticism that came towards the Pakistan Cricket Board, Pakistan government. And I believe there was a lot of pressure from the government as a face-saving exercise, told to PCB that, listen, we must be seen to be doing something. So push up your demand. Let our people and our media that are firing us at the moment know that we are acting in some sort of a way where we are going after India. So what is the new demand that they put out, and going into the merits of that demand? One of them was that you need to have Suryakumar Yadav come under scrutiny for making two political statements. Two political statements they're talking about. One in that post-match press conference where he says we dedicated to the armed forces. And then there was another press conference with the accredited media where he says that this is for the success of Operation Sindoor. Now this, they claim, comes under the realm of politics and is technically, if you look at the rule book, any political reference is not allowed. So they say this is something that needs to be looked at, and Andy Pycroft didn't do it. Now, what is a scenario? There have been past precedent where this happened. It's happened with MS Dhoni. It has happened with Usman Khwaja, where they carried an insignia as well as any sort of a sign. Yes. If you've said it in an official press conference, at best is a sanction of 10 to 15% of match fee. If you honestly ask me as an Indian, if you look at the rule book, and even if you were to take that action, Suryakumar Yadav, that will be a piddly sum that he can always part away with, and yet hold his head with pride, saying that he did dedicate it to whoever he wanted to. Yes. You want to take away 20% of the match fee? That is irrelevant. You can go about it. But I just wanted to give you a context as to where they've suddenly woken up. It's not their conscience, or it's not something that they thought they should fight for. It's only when their media highlighted, it became a political game. And now they want to be, as I said, not for things to happen, but to be seen that things are happening in their favor.
But, so this may be temporary. Rahul, in the long term, it brings a bad name to Pakistani cricket, to the players who look very silly, very meekly, their tail between their legs. They finally came to play. The management, which doesn't know, their left from their right. And ultimately, the country, which will have a thermonuclear outrage, which results in a big zero, Rahul.
Yes, and through sport, you make political relations as well. You make diplomatic relations. Now, see what is happening here. Pakistan is to play a tournament, a match against the UAE. Now, you know what is happening with UAE. In fact, last couple of tournaments that have happened in the UAE, some of the Pakistani journalists, some of the Pakistani fans who wanted to cover and see their matches did not get visa. The UAE government is not issuing visas to a lot of people. In fact, the last tournament that happened in Pakistan, some of the family members of Pakistani players were denied visas. So they had to request to the ICC. ICC had to become a guarantor to get those visas done for these Pakistani players. And now UAE, so you upset UAE. The host of this tournament is India. I'm not saying that India will take some action, as in because ICC is being run by an Indian, that is Jay Shah, and the CEO of that ICC is Sanjog Gupta, another Indian. But then what Pakistan has been deliberately doing, and through their media and also through some of their players, look at what Mohammad Yusuf, a legend of the game, did yesterday. Now, that is completely disgraceful. Look at what their current player, Fahim Ashraf, did after Operation Sindoor. And then you talk about, PCB is talking about India mixing sport with politics. Now, that is being unfair.
You know, for the benefit of viewers who are joining us, and Rahul, I want you to explain, because those who say Pakistan has got high moral ground, after what Suryakumar Yadav said, those who say it's a gentleman's game, don't bring politics into it, please educate them, Rahul. Please tell them what Fahim did, what Yusuf Yohana, who had to convert from Christianity to Islam in Pakistan just to survive and become Muhammad Yusuf, what did he have to do? Please give this generation some details.
Well, those words, I don't know whether we can use them, because Muhammad Yusuf, as I said earlier, you also mentioned that he has converted himself into a Muslim to Islam. He was earlier Yusuf Yohana, majority of his career. He played as a Christian. Thereafter, he converted into a Muslim. Now, he also perhaps has to tell the people of Pakistan that I am a Muslim by calling Suryakumar Yadav, already perhaps, if not the greatest T20 player at the moment, he is definitely one of the best in the business.
Yes.
And that too, after one of the presenters or the anchors or the moderators interrupted and told him, and again he did that. Now, what does that mean from Muhammad Yusuf? That actually tells you the lack of education that most of these Pakistani players lack. They actually lack education. The system, unfortunately, in Pakistan is such that they don't have a system for cricket. In India, majority, this is a system. Tomorrow's Sachin Tendulkar retired, Virat Kohli has retired. Tomorrow another player will retire, but India will continue to produce great players.
Yes.
Look at where Pakistan is right now. Perhaps one of the more educated players in Pakistan is rotting in jail. That is Imran Khan, their former Prime Minister.
So let me bring in Madanji to add more light to it, because Madanji, you know the Pakistani cricket team for a very long time. But when people like Imran Khan, he's quoted as saying, for him, cricket with India was like jihad for Kashmir. Or when Inzamamul Haq says that his effort was to convert people to Islam. Or Shahid Afridi, what is the mindset of these Pakistanis? And I'm glad we don't play bilateral cricket with them. But overall, should the effort not be, Madanji, if India has the power to have Pakistan out of ICC? And is this another reason that we have? Can ICC still take action against Pakistan for this disgraceful behavior?
See, like I start with like we don't have a good relation with Pakistan. Like Rahul said, they are most of them are uneducated. They doesn't know what to say, what time to say. These are the thing is always going to be there. When we were playing, there was a few educated people, like Imran Khan, Zahir Abbas, and I won't say Miyadad, Miyadad was not well educated. And then Ramiz Raza was, and another Raja, his brother was very well educated. But, people look at them. When they finish the cricket, they become Maulvi. You know, like I don't know why.
Very interesting.
They
Very
started
interesting.
preaching
ये
things
बताइए सर,
differently.
ये होता क्यों है कि
पता नहीं,
क्रिकेट
I
छोड़ा,
don't know.
लंबी दाढ़ी बना दी, मौलवी बन गए?
इतना ही मैं कई बार इनको कहता हूँ, मेरे को मिलते भी हैं, नंबर ऑफ टाइम आई मेट देम, आई से क्या हो गया आप लोगों को, यू आर अ वेरी स्मार्ट फेलो बट लुक एट योरसेल्फ नाउ, वी ऑल बिकम मौलवी एंड दे डन एवरीथिंग, you know, in cricket, you know. I'm not going to mention anything.
No, but you must sometimes mention.
But turning people into religion and jihad, all these things doesn't show. This is not our culture. We are much better people. We don't have to think about them. We have to think how we can grow and how we can develop our country. And at the same time, look at our cricket. We have organized ourselves. We are the best in the world. And like other day I said, most of the country players, they're all looking forward to India. They're coming here. They're doing all commentary and teaching, coaching, all the whatever the charity. Just now I think Steve Waugh is here. So they're all doing charity work or doing some business. But these people, a lot of these people are very, very jealous from India. मैं तो पंजाबी स्टाइल में थोड़ा सा सीधा बोल रहा हूँ. They are very, very jealous. You know, they are also sore about it. कि why we are not coming here to for the commentary, we are not coming for the television show, all these things. They are very sore about all these things.
लेकिन मदन जी, इनकी मानसिकता, इनकी मेंटालिटी पता नहीं चली. They want to come to India. They want to make money in India. They want to come to our film industry, but they want to abuse India also. And they want to say, you know, हिंदू खराब है, हिंदू खराब है. ये इनकी मानसिकता क्या है?
ये इनकी मानसिकता तो बहुत लाइक हमारे समझ में तो आती नहीं. मानसिकता ये है कि बस दे कॉल यू सो मेनी डिफरेंट नेम्स, काफिर एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स. दीज पीपल आर इज लाइक दैट. द सेम कम्स टू द सेम पॉइंट. नो एजुकेशन. किसी ने सिखाया ही नहीं उनको भाई ऐसे कैसे बोलते हैं. हम किसी भी रिलीजन की निंदा नहीं करते कभी भी. बट व्हाई दे डू ऑल दिस थिंग? बिकॉज दे, एक तो इनके जितने भी खिलाड़ी हैं टेलीविजन पे आ जाते हैं. दे डजंट नो हाउ टू टॉक अबाउट इट, व्हाट द गेम एनालिसिस और ऑल दी अदर थिंग्स. दे जस्ट स्टार्ट अब्यूजिंग देयर ओन प्लेयर्स. दिस क्रिटिसिज्म इज सो हार्श. वी आल्सो डू अ क्रिटिसिज्म आवर ओन प्लेयर, बट वी नो वेयर टू स्टॉप इट. दैट्स व्हाट वी डू. बट इनकी मानसिकता तो इनकी मानसिकता जो कहना है, तो वो तो आपको पता ही लग गया कि 75 साल वहीं खड़े हैं जहां वो पहले खड़े थे.
नहीं, और गड्ढे में गिरते जा
बहुत
रहे
आगे निकल गए.
and good luck to them. They should dig it deeper. But Nikhil, can ICC still take action against Pakistan for this disgraceful behavior in Dubai?
They certainly can. I don't know whether they will. But at the moment, ICC is holding their ground. They've said that nothing doing. We're not taking any action against Andy Pycroft. He continues to remain the match referee. I think these negotiations will not end. From Pakistan's point of view as well, they knew that pulling out right now would have been ill-advised. It would be shooting themselves in the foot. They might continue those negotiations in the days to come as well, and maybe you reach a situation where the ICC would look into the matter. But right now, there have been two communications that have happened over the couple of days. First, a letter was written to which ICC replied. Then PCB wrote another second letter for which also an explanation was sent by ICC. At the moment, it seems like no action will be taken. The only action that could have been taken about is that 1 hour delay, but I don't think the ICC will look into this because this will be an Asian Cricket Council matter. And as Rahul also mentioned earlier, this is an Asian Cricket Council that is at the moment headed by Mohsin Naqvi. So they may just let this go because of some unusual circumstances. But I will go back to that, point that you speak about those racist slurs, directed from the Pakistani players towards the Indian players. And, quite frankly, what Mohammad Yusuf said for a Suryakumar Yadav is not just about one Pakistani cricketer saying another thing about an Indian cricketer. This is a Pakistani talking about the captain of the Indian team, who's the representative of this entire country. So when he directs anything at him, it is a direct abuse of the entire country because he's an ambassador at the moment representing the country. So this, I think, should be taken rather seriously. And then, what is Pakistan cribbing at the moment? What is the issue? That Suryakumar Yadav made some references which are political in nature. What did Shaheen Shah Afridi do? I'm not even getting into past examples. If there's a racist slur by Mohammed Yusuf, Shaheen Shah Afridi in his show yesterday made a reference to that fictional story that they have about May 10th where they brought down some 5 or 6 Rafale jets, and he made a reference to that. Why? Because, you know, he was seething after that loss to India, the way India humiliated them on the cricket field. And what was his comeback? His comeback could not be limited to cricket, so he makes those references. You are making political references on a cricket show. I must tell you that we here at India Today did cricket shows right after India-Pakistan encounter. I had 2 legends in Harbhajan Singh and Sunil Gavaskar join me on the show. And even though India humiliated Pakistan, we had no mention of Operation Sindoor or anything political. We spoke about cricket, and I think this is the difference of class.
Yes.
When we talk about what is it that we are doing and what is it that Pakistan is doing. I don't want to get into the religious angle. You know, quite frankly, I think we as a country, there is a reason why, you know, after independence where India is, because we haven't gotten involved in religion, fanaticism, which they have. I think we've thought of future, we've thought of development, and it's best not to compare ourselves with them and focus on where we need to be rather than get down to the level that they find themselves in at the moment.
Okay.